Well, hello, lovely booktubers. I'm Debs. Welcome or welcome back to my channel, Raina Read Stuff. I'm here in the book shack and I'm going to do this video again. I've already done it once and the microphone stopped working after about 5 seconds. So the rest of the 15 minutes was a complete and utter waste of time, but never mind. It's a nice sunny afternoon in November, but next Monday, it's December. And in December, a new reading event is happening, and that is called The Ghost of Christmas Past, Resurrecting a Tradition. It's been created by Vin at Revenant Reads, and the co-hosts for that are Mark at Book Time with Elvis, Dave and Olive, obviously, at Book Blather, Elaine at Cobalt Dragon, and Mindy at Mindy, I've forgotten the name of your channel. Sorry, but I'm going to put them down below. And me. Now, everybody's already done a launch video for this new event. But when I did mine, I did promise that I'd come back with some suggestions. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm also, in the comment section down below, going to link to 2 videos from different booktubers who have included, I've watched them in the last week, and they've included ghost stories that you might want to consider for this event if you're taking part. And those are Literally Love 123 and Gavin at Genre Books. So I'll put the links to their videos below as well. There are 3 different ways of taking part in this challenge. What have I done with my pile of books? Oh, here they are. The first way to take part in this challenge is to read the group read, which is this: Elizabeth Gaskell, The Old Nurse's Story. This is one of the Little Black Penguin classics. Actually, there's 2 stories in here. The second one being called Curious If True, but the one we're reading as the group read is The Old Nurse's Story, and it only runs to 30 pages, so it isn't going to take up a huge amount of your life. Another way to take part is to read some Victorian ghost stories, because this is the tradition of the Victorians. They used to love nothing more than sitting around the fire and inventing ghost stories for their friends and family. The third way of taking part is to read any other ghost stories, modern ones, older ones, if you want to, ones that haven't been written in English. I've got a couple of those. So, throughout December, this is what we'll be doing. And I encourage you to join in, because there is a wealth of stuff. I put these books away after I did the video the first time. Here they go. There is a wealth of stuff to entertain you. So let's start with some Victorian stuff. This is the Christmas stories by Charles Dickens. Some of them are ghost stories, some of them aren't. But Charles Dickens has written some very good ghost stories. One of my favourites is The Signalman. That's always a good read. And other Christmas stories as well, like A Christmas Carol, obviously. Now, it's a little bit longer, but it's not a huge book. So you've possibly got time to read it in December, maybe. I know people who read it every year in December. We also have here the complete works of Edgar Allan Poe. I really like Edgar Allan Poe. I prefer the stories to the poems, because I find he just liberally sprinkles exclamation marks throughout his poetry, and that upsets me. We also have here M.R. James Ghost Stories. And these ghost stories were actually written as part of this tradition. It says on the back here, M.R. James wrote his ghost stories to entertain his friends on Christmas Eve, and they went on to both transform and modernize a genre. So, what is more appropriate than M.R. James? Also, in hard copy, I have here a Montague Summers edited omnibus, the Supernatural omnibus. This is volume 1, which is Hauntings and Horror. There it is. It's a nice old tatty paperback. But in here we have ghost stories by people like Sheridan Le Fanu, E. Nesbitt, Bram Stoker, Ian H. Heron, and I can't for the life of me remember what their real names were, but they were a husband and wife writing team. Amelia Edwards, Mary Elizabeth Braddon, Rosa Mulholland. Oh, it's got The Signalman in here by Charles Dickens. Vernon Lee, Wilkie Collins. So many classic Victorian authors wrote ghost stories. You could, for example, include Jerome K. Jerome or Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Edward Bulwer Lytton is a particular favourite of mine. So, specifics. What have we got for specifics? W. Jacobs' The Monkey Paw is probably one of the very famous ghost stories. It's great. H.P. Lovecraft. The Haunted and the Haunters by Edward Bulwer Lytton. Excuse me. Is a great one. Another really good one is The Spectre Spiders by William J. Wintle. Now, obviously, lots and lots of these can be found on Project Gutenberg. So if you don't have a single ghost story in your possession, you don't have to spend any money to find one. If you type in Project Gutenberg, if you type in Victorian ghost stories, you'll get about 16. If you knock out the word Victorian and just type in ghost stories, you will get old ghost stories in abundance. I think there's 575 entries, and many of them are compilations, so you get a lot of ghost stories for a one book download. Henry James, Anne Radcliffe, Algernon Blackwood, Guy de Maupassant, Rudyard Kipling, and that's just on, what am I on? I'm on page 2 here. H.G. Wells, Washington Irving. There are so many to choose from, it's unbelievable. You definitely will not be lost for something to read. The other place that I enjoy getting my ghost story compilations from is, I'm a big fan of these mega packs that are available on Kindle. Here I have the ghost story mega packs 1 to 8, and each of them includes at least 25 stories. So you're looking at 200 stories there. I have never paid more than 76 pence for one of these mega packs. Some of them have been as low as 36 pence. It's a good way of getting together a small collection for not very much money at all, if you don't want to be going to search through Gutenberg and downloading them all separately. The other place that is a mine of good stuff is delphiclassics.com. These are slightly more, but you also get more for your money. The price of these ranges from, I think I've paid as little as £1.39. I think the most I've paid is something like maybe £3 or £4. These give you compilations of a single author's work. It does actually, there are a certain number of these that are free, and I will check in a second. In fact, I'll check now. There are 3 collections of Christmas books. Right, so far, this is delphiclassics.com. Free at the moment are a collection of ghost stories and 1, 2, 3 collections of Christmas stories, a collection of Gothic horror, a collection called Masters of the Novella, and another 1, 2 collections called the Masters of Short Stories, and all of those are currently free on delphiclassics.com. If you're after spending a little bit of money, their authors' collections are really very good. I have a number that would be useful for this. I have the complete works of Guy de Maupassant, the complete works of Jules Verne, the complete works of Oscar Wilde. If you are looking for a ghost story, but you don't want to be scared, read The Canterville Ghost by Oscar Wilde, because it's hilarious. It is a ghost story. It's a proper ghost story. It's not remotely scary. It's very funny. It's always worth a read. But there are so many authors on there that you can download or you can buy and download the complete collections of their work. I didn't realise, for example, that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle had written plays. I don't like them. Well, they weren't too bad. Nah, they're not as good as his novels. But the complete works of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle includes everything. It includes his stories, his novels, his short stories, his non-Sherlock books, and it includes plays and random stuff. And I've got a whole store of these, so it gives you an entire classics library. I'm never going to be able to read them all in my lifetime, I don't think, although I do read very quickly, but not quick enough. Anyway, you will find ghost stories in abundance in there. So, there are so many resources available that will not cost you anything or will cost you a very, very small amount of money. There really is no excuse not to join in with the Ghosts of Christmas Past in December. And let's go resurrecting that tradition. Thank you very much for watching. It's always nice to see you. And if you're planning on reading some ghost stories this December, drop a comment. Let me know. If you're not, drop a comment. Just drop a comment. I like to chat. Please like and subscribe if you like these videos, and I will speak to you very soon. Thanks for popping by. Bye for now.